Everyone can agree something needs to be done to the headache that is I-77 between the South Carolina state line and Uptown. But what is that plan exactly? Not everyone agrees on that, especially after area representatives pulled support for a long-discussed toll lane project. So what could be next? Joining us this morning, our friend Shannon Benz, who's the executive director at Sustain Charlotte. Always a pleasure to have you with us, Shannon.
Always great to be here.
Listen, you texted me yesterday morning about this time saying we are dropping, I've got it, a 50-page, almost 50-page plan right here from Sustain Charlotte. We're about to go public with it on some strategies on mobility, reliability, and safety. This was released yesterday. It's full of 9 very interesting ideas on how to get from where we are to where we're going. Overall, what was the purpose of this plan?
We know for months the challenge has been presented as we either widen the road with toll lanes or nothing, right? And we know there's a lot of things that we can do, a lot of strategies, proven strategies that are used all over the country in cities like ours to address congestion on highways. And so we wanted to make sure people knew what those were. All
right, so you revealed 9. We're not going to go through all 9 this morning just for time's sake. But when you look at some of these, a couple of them jumped out, and it's really kind of picking on other large metropolitan cities on, hey, this is working there. Why not try it here? The first one is what's called ramp metering, and it's in Minneapolis. I think we got a picture of that. Explain what ramp metering is.
Yeah, so ramp metering is actually used in a lot of cities: Atlanta, Houston, Seattle, Minneapolis, as you mentioned. It's a very common, it's essentially just a stoplight that creates a pause on the entrance ramp.
There's a picture up there. You can see it. Yeah,
okay. So that vehicles enter every couple of seconds, 2 to 5 seconds, instead of all hitting the highway at the same time. Because when you have a big group of vehicles hitting the highway, that slows down traffic, creates bottlenecks. And so essentially it's one technology where we can give the highway a brain, where we can use technology to use the road smarter and improve traffic flow. Right now, we're not using any technology on the road, and so we're not maximizing and optimizing traffic flow.
And what from that picture, it didn't look like you're adding concrete pavement and affecting local neighborhoods and everything else.
You're literally adding a small traffic light at each entrance ramp that needs this. So it's very low cost and it can be done very quickly.
I want to go out to Seattle now. There's something called Deploy Active Traffic Management. I had not really noticed these type of signs before, but how does active traffic management in Seattle? I think we've got that picture as well. What does that do?
It's just a broader term for things like the ramp metering. So again, you're essentially using technology to control traffic, to give that highway a brain. So it's using signage, variable speeds. It's dynamic, so it responds to traffic in real time to help drivers know what's going on the road, where slowing down in places where it should slow down, speeding up in other places. So it's again kind of giving the road a brain.
We've got a lot of other pictures, and you guys, if you just want to start rolling some of these, whether it's buses, when things get backed up in Raleigh, they go down the shoulder. You might not be used to that if you're a driver, seeing a bus come down the shoulder, but we can show some of these other images as we talk about some of these other ones. Expanding regional bus service, looking at the Blue Line expansion, commuter rail, other cities, Salt Lake City and stuff. I want to talk about how do we pay for some of these things? Because some of these could be implemented now. Some are 15-year plans. How do we pay for this, Shannon?
Well, first of all, the state had already set aside $600 million, which is the most they will contribute to a single project for the 77 toll lanes. The ideas that we presented today, especially these shorter-term solutions, are far less than $600 million. So, one way is for the state to fund these more effective, non-harmful, low-cost strategies that can be implemented much faster than widening the road with toll lanes. So that's one option, we are suggesting the state, the DOT, work with our local leaders, our local elected officials, to put in place these strategies and fund these instead of a $4.3 billion road expansion that ultimately will not reduce congestion long term, and even in the short term, it won't reduce congestion for everyone, only those who can afford the tolls.
You mentioned the INSO DOT, who, as we're starting the second half of the year, we're starting a new quarter today, January 1st, there's this new provision in the state budget, which was passed, Senate Bill 257, which is it says to require municipalities, Charlotte, to repay the INSO DOT because we basically turned down that project, with the toll lane expansion. You've got State Senator Vicki Sawyer. We've got her comment, I believe, which is it's called the clawback requirement. And basically what she's saying here, she is saying that she supports holding communities accountable for backing off from that earlier project, a decade in the making. She goes on to say the $60 million already spent on I-77 could be used for other construction projects. And, they're wanting Charlotte to go, hey, you passed on this project. You now owe us the money. What are your thoughts on that? How do we kind of come together as a state to make this work?
Yeah, I think it's important to know this provision is very much a punitive provision targeting Charlotte.
Yeah.
Over a dozen communities across North Carolina have also asked the state to remove projects that were planned just since January 1. So we're just one of a dozen cities that have done this. But unfortunately, we've been targeted by the state to repay those funds. So removing projects or asking the state to remove projects is quite common. And I think that's important for people to know.
Yeah.
We think that that's the wrong approach, right? We are the economic engine, one of the largest economic engines of our state. Also one of the most populous area. We think that North Carolina thrives when the Charlotte region thrives. And we're really encouraging state lawmakers like Senator Sawyer to work with our region, with our local elected officials, to advance the strategies that are in our report, to evaluate them first, and then implement those strategies. We didn't mention transit, and I just want to make sure we say that this corridor has been studied for at least 40 years. We've spent lots of money hiring consultants to figure out how do we improve traffic on 77. And every one of those studies, every one of those experts have come back and said, transit, right? We have to move people more efficiently, not just more cars, right? That's why every major urban area in the world has transit.
Right.
Fast, reliable, safe bus service and train service. And that's what we need to do in this corridor long term. And that's where the bus on shoulder comes into play, right? In the Raleigh area, they have buses that run on the shoulder of one of their highways. As I mentioned, it's in multiple cities around the country. We could be doing that literally almost tomorrow, right? Very soon, where our only additional cost is mostly just the cost of running more buses. So for a fraction of what toll lanes would cost, we can be moving people more efficiently, more reliably, and cause no harm to adjacent neighborhoods.
Some of the local neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot in here. Listen, if you want to find out more, I know this is available on your website, right?
That's right.
That's Sustain Charlotte. If you want to check this out, read it for yourself, and just make your voice heard. If you're not active and kind of coming up with ideas, it's kind of hard to complain when you're being silent. So thank you for coming on, explaining what this is. We know there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a headache around, so it's going to take years to work through this. But man, this is a great start. Shannon, thanks.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.